The period between 1890 and 1929 in Germany was marked by significant changes, particularly during the era of the Weimar Republic, established in 1918 following the end of World War I and the abdication of Kaiser Wilhelm II. The Weimar Republic brought about substantial social, economic, and cultural transformations that reshaped German society, despite the challenges it faced. One of the most notable changes under the Weimar Republic was the improvement in living standards for the working class. The government took several steps to address the issues of unemployment, wages, and housing, which had been exacerbated by the war and the subsequent economic instability. Unemployment, which was a pressing concern in the early years of the Republic, saw a reduction due to the introduction of unemployment insurance in 1927. This system provided financial support to workers who were out of work, offering a safety net that was unprecedented in German history. Additionally, wages for workers began to rise, particularly during the mid-1920s, a period often referred to as the Golden Twenties. The increase in wages was partly due to the stabilization of the economy and the introduction of labor laws that favored workers' rights, such as the 8-hour workday and collective bargaining. Housing also became a focal point of social reform. The post-war housing shortage had led to severe overcrowding in urban areas, prompting the Weimar government to implement extensive housing programs. The government funded the construction of new homes, particularly in cities, aiming to alleviate the housing crisis. These new developments often featured modern designs and amenities, significantly improving the quality of life for many working-class families. The emphasis on creating better living conditions reflected the Republic's commitment to social welfare and the belief that a stable home environment was essential for the health and productivity of the nation's workforce. Women in Weimar Germany also experienced a significant expansion of freedoms. The new constitution granted women the right to vote and stand for election, a milestone in the struggle for gender equality. This was a dramatic change from the previous imperial era, where women had been largely excluded from public and political life. Women's participation in the workforce also increased, particularly in the white-collar sector, where they found jobs as clerks, teachers, and in the civil service. The image of the new woman emerged, symbolizing a generation of women who were more independent, both economically and socially. They adopted new fashions, such as shorter haircuts and more practical clothing, which reflected their desire for greater personal freedom and autonomy. However, it is important to note that while these changes were significant, they were not universally accepted, and many conservative elements in society viewed the increased freedoms of women with suspicion or outright hostility. Culturally, the Weimar Republic was a period of extraordinary creativity and innovation. Despite the political and economic turmoil, or perhaps because of it, Germany became a hub of artistic and intellectual activity. Berlin, in particular, emerged as a cultural capital of Europe. The Republic saw the flourishing of new artistic movements such as Expressionism, Dadaism, and Bauhaus, which challenged traditional forms and conventions. In literature, writers like Thomas Mann and Bertolt Brecht produced works that questioned the status quo and explored the complexities of the human condition in a rapidly changing world. The cinema also saw groundbreaking developments, with directors like Fritz Lang and F.W.M. Murnau creating films that would become classics of world cinema, such as Metropolis and Nosferatu. These films not only entertained but also provided commentary on the societal issues of the time, such as industrialization, class struggle, and the fear of the unknown. The Weimar Republic's cultural achievements were not limited to the arts. The period also saw advancements in science and philosophy, with figures like Albert Einstein and Sigmund Freud making significant contributions that would shape the course of the 20th century. The intellectual environment of the time was characterized by a spirit of inquiry and experimentation, where traditional boundaries were questioned and new ideas were explored. In conclusion, the Weimar Republic, despite its relatively short existence and the numerous challenges it faced, left a lasting impact on German society. It was a period of profound change, where living standards for the working class improved significantly. Women gained new rights and freedoms, and cultural life flourished in ways that would influence generations to come. The legacy of the Weimar Republic is complex, but its contributions to social welfare, gender equality, and cultural innovation remain significant milestones in the history of modern Germany.